Good morning, Kansas City. Welcome to another edition of KCPS Homeroom. My name is Chris Odam. I am your ELA coordinator for Kansas City Public Schools. And today I am joined on this fun morning with a student that I worked with in the past. You may have seen some of these little specials and we've been interviewing people. Turns out an awful lot happens after you lose touch with students after they graduate high school, more than you can ever imagine. And it's been a blast to re-explore my memories of these students and kind of update our understanding of where their lives have taken them. And so I'm joined today by a really fantastic person that I've known, I guess now for quite a while. He graduated at Paseo Academy in 2004. So it's quite a few years ago when you do the math. And at the time I was a lot younger too. And was the teacher in that role. So it's funny how age changes when you get a little bit older. And I'm going to have Sam here, Mr. Sam Foster, who is a poet and I think a businessman in the making in many ways, kind of update us about his life since he graduated and maybe offer some thoughts to people about their of encouragement and some visions for helping us understand what we might do with what we do in our own upbringing or our past or even at school. So that's going to break the door open and we're going to just see what we find out because Sam's story is fantastic. So Sam, give me an update, man. It's been quite a while.
So I graduated from Paseo High School in 2004 as a creative writing major. And right after high school, I went straight into the Army. So I didn't go the college route, which honestly, I ended up going the college route. But the Army was a great experience. 8 years, 2 tours in Iraq, a lot of things, I got to see during my time in the service. And it was a big maturation process because you go from, having issues like, I got to get to class on time and my GPA and my ACT scores, to how do I, make this Claymore work? Or, what do I need for combat? How do I wrap my arms around being deployed? What does being deployed look like? So it goes from one extreme to another. And then those thoughts of, hey, maybe I should have went to college. but after that, I've after the 8 years, I just jumped into logistics and something that I really love doing. So I've been in the logistics industry for 17 years now. 15 years of that has been in progressive leadership roles, and now I am currently working for Jeff Bezos's Amazon. It is a great experience to work for Amazon. And it's also a blessing to be working during this pandemic. It is a blessing, and just to go after it every day, trying to be the best every day. It is beautiful. So for those who are out there that is thinking, hey, I might not want to go to college first. I would say, weigh your options, because there are options. There is the military, there is trade school. Honestly, there are businesses that you do. There are jobs that you don't need degrees for. You just need certifications. And honestly, certifications are as good as degrees when it comes to some of these fields. Even though I do have a bachelor's degree in supply chain and operational management, and I will have my master's degree next week in supply chain and operational management, I still have certifications within my field. And those certifications pays you, honestly. It says, hey, I am good at what I do. Hey, I am proficient at what I do. So pay yourself, do not be afraid to jump out there and be like, what, I want to do this thing and I'm going to run and do this thing.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I was going to have you kind of explain for people who might not know, including me, what really logistics means. And so you're talking about basically managerial and corporate type of business, or break it down for us for a young person who's trying to understand what exactly you're out there getting into.
So logistics is the movement of goods. that is the layman's terms of it. But
Mm.
logistics, every company has a logistics division. If you want to go to the hospital section, if you want to go to the military sector, if you want to go to a foods, if you grew up and you said, "Hey, I want to be a truck driver, I want to be a independent contractor," that's logistics.
Mm.
Yes, a lot of these independent contractors make over $100,000 a year. Guess what? They don't have degrees; they have certifications.
Yeah.
CDL, AAA, AA, all of those different certifications, hazmat, and those things pay them.
Mm.
So I've been in many parts of the business when it comes to logistics. I've been to the military side. I've dealt with customs. I've dealt with buyer to buyer. I've dealt with buyer to customer. So it's a big business. And right now I am working for the biggest
Very
shop
big.
in the market.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
amazing. You must have quite a perspective on having, seen all the markets, having seen that tremendous market, found your path to line up and then taking the chance. What was it like to apply? I mean, what did that feel like? I mean,
um,
you had to go
so
through that and get that. I'm
whew,
imagining it didn't just fall out of the sky, right?
no, so about 5 or 6 years ago, I and I seen a picture that basically lined out everybody's 10-year growth within that marketplace. Amazon, Target, Walmart, Kohl's, Dillard's, J.C. Penney's. A lot of these are companies, and as you can see, a lot of these companies have died off.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at Amazon, I said, you know what, this is a company that's going to be great, and I really want to jump into it. I really want to be a part. And I applied to Amazon 17 times.
That's
So if
amazing.
anybody is like, you know what, this is not for me, keep trying. And, if you got a heart to do something, go do it.
Mm.
Do it. Like try,
Yeah.
swing again. And one night, right after I got laid off from Black and Veatch, um, I get an email that says Amazon wants to interview you.
Wow.
And then when I actually went through the interview process, which is 3 interviews in a day, I did that. I was in my man cave in a full suit. Hey, this is who I am.
Wow.
I am great. One of the things that they say, one of their pillars and one of their foundational principles is hire and develop the best. I believe in myself, so I know I'm the best. You're going to develop me further to be great.
Wow.
And I remember getting the job. I remember that email. Like I was doing cartwheels in my living room because Amazon has always been a dream of mine.
Wow.
It you have to be passionate about something. So if you ever see me on the Amazon floor, you hear me before you see me. I am loud. I am energetic. You will just know that I'm here to have a good time. Anything that we have to do. And yes, we're working 13 plus hours a day, 6 days a week. Yes. So what?
Wow. Sounds
So what?
like you're up for it. Yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, thanks for leading us through that because I think I'm reflecting on moments like I've had things like that where people have said no initially and I've kept pushing and found my way in the door. And I think that's huge for people to hear that. But I had no idea we'd get such a number. I wonder, did you stop counting? Is it really 17? Are we talking hyperbole there? Or you
It's
really you really
it's
did 17 times? That's
it's 17. It
that
is
that's
17.
more than admirable then, man. That's way to stay with that. So and then absolutely once you get in the door, I think people notice people who tried for 17 times because the effort wasn't just to get in the door, right? Like you sound like you're going full tilt. So that's wonderful. I'm excited for you. And I always knew I would say that you had kind of this business-esque side of you in the fact that we were doing creative writing and poetry and things like that. But I remember dialoguing with you as way back about military a little bit and home ownership and things that like I don't think I expected to talk to high school seniors about. I was pretty young myself, I was like, wow, he's having these thoughts about owning property and, gaining ground on things at this early of an age. So I wanted to explore that with you, and I think we have. If you don't mind, let's explore the other side that I knew more than this side, which was the poet. Like, tell me about that. Are you still doing that?
Yeah. So I
And
write.
did that serve you? Like, did doing that in your earlier days have some effect on you that you would encourage people to do that more, or something to that effect? That's what I'm kind of fishing for.
So in the year 2020, I actually um admitted one of my flaws to the whole world. So one of the reasons why I do poetry and I would get in front of a bunch of people was the fact that I stutter and it's really bad sometimes.
Mm.
And I can't stand getting in front of people and talking. It is the last thing I want to do. But now that I work for a company where I have to do something called Meet Your Manager, I am jumping at the opportunity to do so. A couple weeks ago, I gave a class out with a 5 minutes prep. So um, it's that, it is getting on stage in front of a bunch of your peers
Yeah.
just to say that I am. And that was the one thing that I loved about Coffee House so much. It was the highlight of the year because you would always have that, well, who's that wild card that sits in the corner somewhere that we don't know that is uber talented?
Yeah.
They may be a tech major,
Yeah.
but they have a voice and
Yeah.
it's crazy. They're raw. It is beautiful.
Yeah. And
And
secret,
there's
kind of secret. Like, they may never tell anybody, right?
yeah, you
Right.
know, there is a student and one of my poetic colleagues, John Lewis,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hypocrisy. He was an acting major, and he is one of the best in the region.
Right.
Big and I would say that, and I know a lot of other people would say that too.
Yeah.
Another one of my classmates that graduated, Rico Miguel Jimenez, um, Grammy winning artist,
Yeah.
writer,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
So it's we might not be like some of those guys that you see every day on TV, but we are making moves in the background, and they are impactful.
Mm.
So yeah, but I got my start at KCMSA, and then I left for a couple years. I went to another district, a way more peculiar high school, and then I came back, and that's when I met you. And you were like, "You write, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's out there, so let's see what we can bring into it." I remember you and I talking about my 10-page research paper, video games, evolution's technical dream child. When I said, "Hey, this is going to be the thing that's going to revolutionize everything that we do,"
Yeah.
and honestly, I should have sold that off
Right.
because here we are
Right.
years later, and they use video games for everything. Like
It's a big
it's a
part.
video. We have video games in our actual picking stations where you can play against somebody else that is on your floor. So yeah,
Yeah, it's really intense. That's what my niece and nephew, I got them talking about it, and I've never heard them talk so much once we start talking about why Fortnite and what's behind it and why do you guys do this so much? And if you could choose anything you wanted to do in the entire world, what would you choose? That's what they choose. So like, oh my God. And so I'm mixed with pleasure in that and kind of worry because there are so many other arts and things that you can do. They're well-rounded kids, but I gave them a drum set the other day. That's I've been dabbling a little bit more in music and stuff myself. So I'm one of those kind of secret people, surprise, that was having shows and finding people because I knew I wish somebody would kind of find me.
right.
And what's been fun is I'm still practicing, playing, being artistic, learning kind of about sound in some weird ways because I bought a lot of equipment and I don't know, I'm not a producer of sorts, but I can make it sound pretty good. So that's also a fun thing. To me, that's like my adult video game right now. So that's really neat. Are there things that you feel like you could tell, because it's been fantastic catching up with you. I want to just kind of go out on one more thing that you might think to share with some young people specifically, who you might be thinking of when you share to these young people? I won't say who they are or why you're speaking to them, but I imagine if you could pick some people out of your memory that might need a message, what would that be at this point to young people today?
Um, Keep your light on. Don't let anybody steal your joy. You're okay. It's gonna be okay. Adulthood is very interesting, but it is rewarding. Keep fighting, no matter what it is. It's going to be hard. But I can go back to when I first got back from my second deployment. I was homeless for a time. As you can see, I have a house now. Yes, it's life ebbs and flows, and you just have to push through. Um, yeah, there will be bad days, but when you can dance within the raindrops, you win. You're gonna win. And being that I am a veteran, being that I actively uh I am actively in a pursuit of a happy of a healthier lifestyle because of my PTSD and because of my combat. Um, I attack that thing every day. Don't be afraid to attack that thing. You know, if it's something that you want to do, go do it. You know, the test of a man is the fight that he makes and the grit that he daily shows. That is one of my favorite poems. So yeah, you know, another artist put out there, don't go gently into that good night. Rage, he gets the dying light. Like, you do that every day. You do it every single day.
Wow. It's fantastic. Okay, well, it's hard to bring anything like this to a close. Um, we'll get a chance for you to find out more from this show in the future. But right now, we're going to say thank you so much to Sam Foster for being here today, and also for your tremendous service to our country. Respect to you, sir, for that, and again for your willingness to share and dialogue about the challenge. I think that is not over when we do return. So I think, if anything, people are probably hearing a lot of powerful words this morning, and are feeling, like when they might tap into this show again, they could look forward to the same thing. And I'm excited to simply provide the chance for people to come on here. So if you're interested and want to have a similar platform like my man Sam here did, we didn't plan this whatsoever, kind of like we knew each other enough to know this would work. And that's why I've been contacting people and saying, hey, just get on and talk to me about what's been going on in your life. And it might open someone else's eyes or ears in a way that hadn't happened yet. And that's really just been the whole excitement and the whole hope that might instill in people. And it's working over and over again. So Sam, you're the man. I knew it. I felt excited thinking about this interview session the same way I would have looked forward to hearing what people share when they do Coffee House. So thanks for reminding me of that by being here today. You filled me back up for a whole couple more years or so here. So it's reciprocated and appreciated. So thanks so much, sir. You are the man.
All right, sir. Anytime, man. It was a pleasure. Excuse me, I am playing with my dog because he wants attention. So I am a dog owner.
Yeah,
He's
that's
rescue. So he loves love. Uh, his name is Cobra, but you can't see him. But it's a pit bull. If you ever think about rescuing a dog, please do.
yeah.
They're beautiful additions to your home. So yeah, this has been a beautiful time.
Wonderful.
I've had
So you've
great.
been listening to us this morning on KCPS Homeroom. Again, thanks again to Sam Foster. And you can join us again here on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock on 38 The Spot, or find us on our YouTube channel on KCPS Homeroom. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great day.